fully disagreed. Just paying it back acts like it's a little financial error. What about all that money he could have had invested? She should have to pay it back plus interest. Not only that, but there needs to be more on the table with this. Just paying it back and some interest, still not enough. We're talking years of identity of genuinely thinking he's the biological father to this child. Emotional investment, lost time, the most precious resource you have. And broken trust, that man will probably never be able to trust another person ever again. You can't refund an entire life chapter. She can't give that back. I think the penalty for this type of thing should be so steep that if there's any doubt on the paternity of that child, she will willingly go get a test done. Or she'll encourage it. Believing a man is a father is one of the strongest identities a man can have. So when it becomes, okay, that wasn't even biologically your kid, okay, then who was I the last whatever amount of years? Men sacrifice so much for their kids. And yes, technically he still raised that child. The child should respect him, and maybe he should have some sort of, rights to have a relationship with that kid because he still raised that kid. But that still doesn't alleviate being lied to that long. And it's kind of a no-win situation because if he finds that out, okay, well, he might want to stay because obviously he loves that kid, but it's also living inside that lie. But then also walking away feels like abandoning his kid, even if it's not biologically his. So men are stuck in this horrible position after that. And all of that time he invested in that kid could have gone to other life decisions that he wanted. And then also that's embarrassing. I mean, because people saw that was his kid. He raised that kid. No, thinking it was his. They were his, sorry. And oftentimes in these situations, he's treated like he did something wrong. Even though he did nothing wrong. She's the one that did something wrong. I don't feel like society penalizes women enough with these types of situations. Like, if she cheated or something, it's like, okay, what? Do people still associate with her? In a lot of cases, our legal system is set up in such a way where even if it's proven that child is not biologically his, he's still on the hook legally because the child needs their needs met. Which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Why shouldn't the woman be held accountable for making sure her child's needs are met? Also, not to mention the damage on that child. Their entire identity is disrupted at that point. And depending on their age, they may not have a full grasp or understanding. That means every single thing in that kid's life was basically a lie. It's just absolutely sick what the man and the child would have to go through after that. And this isn't some little mistake that happened one time. Otherwise, it's something that could have been brought up, have that horrible conversation with the man and be like, I don't actually know if this kid is yours. Have the freaking honesty with that. Because that's a reality that was allowed to continue for potentially years. And just paying it back ignores the emotional damage. All of the psychological consequences to not only the man, but the child. Something that both of them never should have had to go through cannot be reduced to just a paycheck. Now, I don't know what the right consequence for something this horrific should be, but it should be very steep. And yes, finances should be involved in that too, but it should be more than that.